It's the European Championships in handball. Day one today in Denmark produced some thrilling action, not least at a buzzing Boxen Arena in Herning, where the locals came out in force to spur on the hosts against Macedonia. World champions of Spain, they opened up against Hungary. Always a big occasion, the Battle of the Vikings, Iceland against Norway. Plus, we look ahead to tomorrow's action with multiple Euro champions France sweating on the fitness of several key performers ahead of their Group C opener with the Russians. Well, what an atmosphere we saw tonight at the Boxen Arena in Herning. Denmark here against Macedonia. Big occasion this for the Danes, who are legitimate contenders for the title this year. Strong handball pedigree. First time they're hosting. Mikkel Hansen, the big star here. That made it 4-0 earlier on. Dejan Maniskov attempting to keep the Macedonians in touch. Denmark too strong here though. Always enjoyed a lead of 3 or 4. Hans Lindberg, that for 9-2. Led at the break here, 12-8 the Danes. Mads Mensa Larsen next up for 10. Goals spread out amongst the Danish squad. Hansen 4, Kasper Mortensen bagging 5, Lindberg and Toft Hansen with 3 apiece. That was Mortensen. 12-8. Nikola Stashevski, 15-11 at that stage, the Macedonians trailing. Denmark always had too much. Mensa Larsen again, 17-12, and finally, it will be a 29-21 victory here for the Danes. Landin Jakobsen at the other end did his bit for Denmark. It was Hansen again. And then Filip Mikulovski. Silence was deafening every time the Montenegrins came forward. Fantastic 4,000 crowd here, spurring the Danes on. Mortensen. And then the cherry on top provided by Michael Knudsen. Superb opening night here for the Danes. Could they go all the way at home? Time will tell. Tough opening round group, and then there's another group to play in the second round, but the Danes off to a flyer. Fantastic opening result for the Austrians as well. 10 clear of the Czech Republic by the end. Spectacular 50 points shared out here. Pavel Horak early on had established a lead for the Czechs, but it was all about Roland Schlinger, and a fantastic milestone for him too. Schlinger, 31-year-old, celebrating his 150th international, not only with the win, also with 6 goals himself. And it was Raul Santos on fire, cutting in from the left wing. Tomasz Babak. That was the Czechs' 8th, but they still trailed the Austrians by 3 at this stage. Schlinger, superb. Robert Weber, spectacular too. Filip Jika, Pavel Fiorak did their best for the Czechs. Slow pace throughout here though, the Czechs. Disappointing opening for them. Jan Schobol, decent enough on the right wing, but not enough firepower through the middle for the Czechs here. Last word, fittingly, would be provided by Schlinger. 30-20, 8-metre shot. As the match closed out. Super stuff here for the Austrians. 30-20, final score. So Denmark face Austria next. That's on Tuesday. Qualification for the main round may be secured for one of those nations. in Group E, and the fast start you always expect from Spain was delivered here. Hungary on the receiving end, the world champion Spain. Probably had too much firepower anyway. Indiscipline from the Hungarians in this one undermined them. Vitor Thomas raising the gap to 6 goals. Spain's top scorer on the day. Rokas just behind him with 5, and Manuel Cadenas, the coach, enjoying what he was seeing. Nearly a year in the job for Cadenas. He replaced Valero Rivera, who moved on to Qatar. Qatar, the host of the next World Championships. Tamás Moksai tried to keep the Hungarians in touch. Really minnows in this tournament, the Hungarians. Timozin Shuk made it 10-9, but back came the Spaniards. Rivera, 6-metre centre shot, and then Christian Agalde rounding off the fast break. 17-10, the Spaniards led at the midway point here. Decent opening period though to the second half for the Hungarians. Gergo Ivanchuk top scored for them with 6. But Juan Andreu added another for Spain. 26-18. Responding in kind for Hungary was Attila Vedkärti. Fast break, 6-metre centre shot. Anshin with the assist. Spain breaking 30 points here, 34 in the end, to Hungary's 27. They will survive this first round group. Iceland opened up with a win in the big Scandinavian derby here. They call it the Viking derby. Norway beaten. Iceland setting up their campaign perfectly here. Aaron Palmerson had the honour of scoring the Euros opening goal. Ended up with 6, made it 6-1. Gudjon Sigurdsson, 8-2. Such a threat on that left-hand side for the Icelandic Sigurdsson. Bjartur Myhrvold trying to keep the Norwegians within touching distance, sat for 8-5, 14 minutes in. But then it was Snorri Gudjonsson for 13-7. Ásgeir Hallgrímsson got his name on the score sheet, 16-10 at half-time. Palmerson was excellent throughout for the Icelandics, as too was Gudjon Sigurdsson. And then for Norway it was Christian O'Sullivan, that for 21-18. But this was critical, and it was when Iceland really pulled away. Magnus Dahl with the shot initially. He had replaced Ola Ervik, but couldn't block the follow-up shot. Magnus Gallerud for Norway. Gudjon Sigurdsson then for 30-25. This 58 minutes on the clock. Again, so quick on the counter. Gustafsson, the goalkeeper, starting the move. Fantastic pass forward and clinically done. Big win for Iceland, 31-26. Next in Group B, Tuesday evening, Iceland take on Hungary. The Hungarians needing something from that one. Likewise, Norway, who come up against the might of the Spanish. Well, previous Euro winners and the reigning Olympic champions, France, come into this tournament in transition. They're sweating too on the fitness of goalkeeper Thierry Omeyer and captain Jerome Fernandez. The golden generation aren't getting any younger. It's all about the coach Claude Onesta blending the experienced players, Narcisse, Karabatic with the youngsters, William Acombre, Kentin Mahe, Mathieu Chabril. They start against Russia. We're not as certain as we used to be. The team has experienced a lot of changes. We're still able to beat anyone, though. The issue with the European Championship is that we have to get into it straight away. We have to face very difficult opponents. Plus, we'll have to maintain a crazy rhythm over the course of 2 weeks. Will we be able to do it? I certainly think we're capable. They weren't 2 years ago in Serbia at the last Euro. 3 defeats meant the ignominy of failing to survive the group for France. It was a big shock. Yeah, we showed our limits really in that championship. Sometimes we lack consistency. We don't get into it straight away, which we need to. So we can't put ourselves in danger in this Euro. Every point counts. Needing a win to progress. 2 years ago, France were agonisingly held at 29-all by Iceland. This time round, they face Russia, Poland, and Serbia in the group. We have very good players, but one or two of them are getting a little bit older now, so we have to work together as a team. We don't really know where we're headed to, but you can count on us to give our best, and hopefully it will be good enough. In addition to 2 Euro wins in 2006 and 2010, this was the scene when France returned from Sweden in 2011, having just won their 4th world title. Our older generation of players have won everything. We listen to them, we play our part, we stay in our place. It's our main purpose to work together as a group. Well, that was a presidential reception for the class of 2011, but now it's on to the next challenges, the Euro, the defence of another title. The World's in Doha too. Every competition is different. There's a new story to write. Now we want to open a new chapter in the history of the French team. We want to write the best story we can. So France against Russia in Aarhus tomorrow night. Also tomorrow in Group C, Serbia take on Poland. That's the first match of the Energy Arena in Aarhus. And then France against Russia. Both of those nations suffering with injury concerns ahead of that one. Raul Santos for Austria. Quick counter scorer. The best goal on day one of the European Handball Championships from Denmark. All matches tomorrow. See you then.